Comcast Business helps turn the PGA Tour into a game-changing golf experience. It's how courses become automated turf tending, never look so amazing tournament backdrops, how 18 holes becomes up-to-the-millimeter ball spotting technological marvels, and how the fan experience gets turned into mobile device paying unforgettable moments. With leading networking and connectivity, advanced fiber solutions, and expert partnership, Comcast Business is powering the connectivity of the PGA Tour. Powering possibilities.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Checking off the boxes on your to-do list is a great feeling. And when it comes to checking off coverage, a State Farm agent can help you choose an option that's right for you. Whether you prefer talking in person, on the phone, or using the award-winning app, it's nice knowing you have help finding coverage that best fits your needs. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Lowe's knows you've got a job to do, and we help get it done. With the MyLowe's Pro Rewards program, eligible members save more with volume discounts on qualifying orders through a quote of $2,000 or more. Join for free today. Lowe's, we help, you save. Offer can't be combined with any other discount, contract, and/or special pricing. Exclusions, more terms, and restrictions apply. Details at lowes.com/terms. Subject to change.
Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Ballmer!
I have 4 words for you. I love this company. Yes!
Football. Football.
Football.
Football.
Football.
Football. Football.
Hey, hello, it's me, Pablo, here to football. You love that slightly cliched chant that I, as an American, am contractually obligated to also say football. I'm interrupting this because I am gonna join the show, I think, to talk about a new, now not so secret episode of my show in our new partnership with The Athletic. That's coming up soon. So find out, you know, right? Okay.
I have a journalistic judgment question to ask the group. Should we start with Pablo Torre dropping at 5 a.m., a Pablo drop that I suspect will be the biggest story in sports once all the editors and writers wake up and start chasing what Pablo is reporting? Or should we talk about how Greg and Billy both think that the Dolphins have a must-win game this weekend?
Oh, must-win?
A must-win. Billy and Greg.
And Big Mac, just so that we're not making it seem like we're two kooks that think that.
Must win, they have said,
yes.
Week 1. It seems a truly asinine thing to say. You want to explain it to me?
I would love to, yeah. And I say it in the context of how it would seem to be so asinine, because I hate it when people use the word must win when it isn't literally a must win.
And it's 2 words.
Yeah, the only time it applies really is a Game 7 in the finals or something like that. But I will say this. Expectations are so low for the Dolphins, particularly relative to the Hurricanes, but in general, expectations are low. Not expected to be a playoff team. Indianapolis is not very good, okay? Indianapolis is a team they can beat, dare say should beat, even on the road. And so I just think if the Dolphins lose this game Sunday, their whole season sags right out the gate. I think they need this win in a big way just to entice the fans, just to get the fans a little bit excited, which they're not right now.
The Pablo Torre
back
story,
to football.
though.
So he's exactly
that's a
right.
big story,
Here's
too.
the problem: is that some people, Greg, and I don't. Dan seems to be one of these people. Don't seem to understand every game counts exactly the same.
Yes.
So if this game was being played week 17, you say that's a big game. That's a must win. They got to win this. But they're playing that game week 1. So you got to win the Indianapolis game. Daniel Jones is their quarterback.
Yes.
If you can't beat Daniel Jones,
I'm
you
scared
have
of
no
Daniel
business.
Jones.
Oh,
The Colts
God.
overcame the fact that they had a quarterback playing for them who didn't know how to play quarterback, who had started like all of 15 games in college and the pros and would appear to be something of a bust.
Yeah, like, are we forgetting? Like, I understand what you're saying. The Colts, they're not very good. The Dolphins and Colts both won 8 games last year.
Yeah.
Like, the Colts are definitely looking at the Dolphins with the exact same mindset. If we don't beat that team,
Right.
our season's sunk too.
He gets it.
Like, it felt good when they announced Daniel Jones. So it's like, nice, Daniel Jones sucks.
Right.
He's better than Anthony Richardson.
Arguably.
No, he's better than. No, what do you mean, arguably, Greg?
Daniel Jones is a bust.
Uh-huh.
Nobody likes Daniel Jones.
Greg,
Greg
The
gets it.
Giants
he won a
certainly
playoff game. Anthony Richardson started 15 games, made about 7 good throws, got hurt a bunch.
great throws, though.
And doesn't know how to play quarterback because he doesn't have the reps of having played quarterback. Like that's Daniel Jones knows how to play quarterback. The Colts have to be at least a 3-point favorite in the game, are they not?
1.5.
One and a
One and a
half?
half, which means the bettors think Miami's a slightly better team. If they're going to be beaten, it's going to be by Jonathan
No,
Taylor,
no.
not Daniel Jones.
No. If the Colts are at home and a 1.5 point favorite, I understand what you're saying, that 3 points go to the home team. But if
Right.
the Colts are favored, the money is saying that the Colts are going to win the game. They're favored to win the game.
But you know how odds go.
I do, but the
Okay.
Dolphins are on the road. This is not a home team.
Right.
This is not the better team playing at home that is the Dolphins. This
Right.
is the better team being the Colts because they're at home.
In Dan's defense, it's weird for you to hear the line and say, well, that suggests the Dolphins are 3 points better. I don't understand how no, the line suggests that the Colts are 1.5 points
Well,
better.
which means the Dolphins are 1.5 points better on
Yeah.
a neutral field.
You guys don't
That's
get
all
it.
I get what he's saying though, because usually the home team gets a -3, and then
Thank
all of a
you.
sudden it's a +1.5.
Thank
Like,
you.
There's some math there.
one
go.
game that gets played in that league on a neutral field, and it's the last one.
So the
no.
Dolphins and Colts
Well,
were
actually,
in the Super
London
Bowl.
No,
Sorry, Europe.
There's a
Friday.
Brazil
There's
Friday,
one
Brazil,
Friday.
South
Friday.
The NFL starts Friday with
My
a
bad.
game
Right.
on a neutral field.
Thursday starts Thursday then.
Tricky league.
It starts tomorrow?
Yeah, football
Yeah, but
starts
tomorrow.
But
Yeah.
the Brazil
You didn't know
game.
this?
No, I
the
thought it
Brazil,
started
Dan, we
Friday.
got
No,
the
but
Eagles
Brazil,
Get your head out of
Cowboys,
Pablo's
Dan.
ass already.
the Brazil game is Friday, to Dan's point.
Hold on a second. Would tomorrow night have been going on and you wouldn't have been watching?
Well, Friday night would have been going on, and I wouldn't have been watching because I didn't know until yesterday when it scrolled across on YouTube. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a game Friday night as well.
Brazil?
I was not aware of
a couple
that.
high-profile teams playing tomorrow night.
Yeah, I just
Super Bowl
heard now.
champions,
I
yeah.
heard.
Big game.
That's thank you for
Ever heard of
informing me.
kickoff?
Yeah, game of the year.
Must win, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean,
Figuratively.
we're gonna take your word for it. You didn't even know the season started tomorrow. What do you know?
Right.
How are Dolphin fans going to feel about their season if they lose that game? They're going to feel like it's over.
Ugly.
So that's why it's a
Ugly. It'll be
Yeah,
ugly.
game.
Oh,
Be
but
ugly.
wait a minute though. The Colts fans, how they going to feel?
Who cares about Colts fans?
If they lose that game?
They're not
Because
people.
Colts fans are looking at that and saying that the Dolphins are an eminently beatable football team. That is ripe for total collapse. I know a big deal was made a few days ago that they didn't make Tyreek Hill a captain, which was only the easiest and most obvious decision that Mike McDaniel has made since he's been coach of the Dolphins.
No, falsehoods. That was a sign that Tyreek Hill actually is a captain. And we talked about this weeks ago. And we said the captains are going to come out. And Tyreek has been someone that, is at odds with his teammates. He's been named a captain for years now. And if he's named a captain, we know he's not a captain because he accepted that role. However, if he's not a captain, it shows he's a true leader and he says, you know what, I'm going to step down, I'm going to take a step back, and he's really a true captain and a leader on this team by not accepting the label of captain.
What the hell are you talking about?
No, he's right.
It shows growth and leadership and maturity.
Okay. It's very important to note that Mike McDaniel does not pick the captains. It's a team vote. It's
Go on.
It's a player vote. I think it's very significant that the players themselves demoted Tyreek Hill because they were fed up with him refusing to go in a game late last season and then making all these uncaptain-like, unleadership-like moves on social media before finally retracting with his tail between his legs. He, as Tua said, and I give Tua credit for this, on opening day of training camp, Tua comes out and says Tyreek has to earn back the respect of the team. And apparently he hadn't when they voted for captains. I think it's a big deal.
I'm going to have to side with Billy here.
Thank you.
They probably all got gathered in the locker room, and Tyreek Hill probably stepped forward and said, guys, I shouldn't be captain, which is a true captain.
It could be. It could
Leadership move.
Nonsense.
Good correction there. I thought that Mike McDaniel had made that decision. The players making that decision.
Guy doesn't make any decisions.
It's fairly
Teams run amok.
decision.
Isn't it one of those things, though, where all the votes go to Mike McDaniel? So he's sitting in the office counting the votes. I mean, he can kind of say
Whoa.
whatever
Chris
he wants.
Cody finds out.
Write-in ballots.
Voter fraud and Dolphins captain election.
Nothing stopping them.
Put it on the poll, please.
Now players are going up to Tyreek like, hey, man, I voted for you. I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
And he's saying, I'm a leader. I don't need this, guys. I think for the betterment of the team, you guys be the captains this year.
Put it on
silly.
the poll, please, at your leisure, at Le Batard Show. Did the Dolphins players make Tyreek Hill the captain, and did Mike McDaniel then jerry-rig the vote?
Well, that's one view. If the correct probably view is that Tyreek Hill said, you know what, for the betterment of the team and the organization, I'm going to step down. I don't think it's a stretch to say he's laying down the foundation for Walter Payton Man of the Year.
I do.
I wish
Wednesday,
you'd let
right?
that silence sit, Greg. Why wouldn't you? Really? So you object to Billy's contention that Tyreek Hill might be NFL Man of the
It was
Year?
important. It was
early.
important. If he didn't say anything, someone may have thought that Greg agreed.
I wanted the silence. If we could have just stared at him for 5 seconds, it would have been funny.
I let
but
it sit for 2.5
you
seconds.
you didn't let it sit
Not
at
even
all.
close.
You didn't.
It's a
let
quick
it
clock on
sit
that.
at
2.5
all.
is quick.
I know you're 2.5 seconds.
Some people, by the way, have also said Walter Payton Man of the Year is really the most important trophy that you can win, not the Lombardi.
Yeah, laughable.
Greg, can you
What
get a
are
little
you
closer
doing?
to the
You're
microphone,
trying to
please?
just annoy me at this
The
point.
the NFL says it's their biggest trophy, which is ridiculous. No offense to Walter Payton.
Or Tyreek Hill, potentially.
Rest in peace.
Right, exactly.
Sweetness.
Rest in-
Or his son, who
Rest
Dan
in
thought was a
power.
bathroom attendant.
yeah.
No, it's crazy though. Come on, it's
I did not think he was a bathroom attendant.
Yeah.
I thought he was at the kiosk handing out tourist pamphlets. I did not think he was a bathroom attendant. That is not how far and extreme my racism ran. I simply made him the convention center pamphlet handler, which is also insulting. Your glasses are also fogging
I
up.
know they're poorly.
It's the coffee, I think.
designed.
I
They're
think what's-
poorly what?
they were fitted wrong for my head, so they sit too close to my eyeballs.
The Cody knows.
The Cody knows. No, it's badly designed. I'm not going to say who the eye doctor is that I go to because I don't want to
McGillicuddy?
No, it's not McGillicuddy.
Greg, the coffee. What's happening with the fogging of the glasses is that your coffee's hot, and you're fogging the
Great.
glasses by drinking coffee.
Yeah, I love coffee. Coffee. Everybody loves coffee. It's the American drink.
No, not everyone.
Yeah,
Some people don't like it.
yeah.
Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does everyone love coffee? I learned something that I did not know when I was in Hawaii. I guess, evidently, that coffee prices have exploded because of the tariff situation. It's one of the things that have happened where we don't have a lot in America of the kind of soil that you need to make some of the best coffee. So you can do some of that. You can find some of that in Hawaii and where else? I guess Puerto Rico might have some climate that you would want for coffee, but we don't make coffee well, and America's addicted to coffee. Put it on the poll at Le Batard Show. Does everyone like coffee? Because have you guys seen the coffee prices explode in a way that you're noticing it, the way that people noticed that egg prices were exploding?
Nah.
A little bit. Like I buy 10 K-cups of an unnamed brand. It was always $9.99, basically $1 a cup for years. And now it's like $12.99, $13.99. That's a pretty big hike.
I thought Zaslow was going to bring in a plain stick today. What happened?
I
Yeah,
forgot.
good job. Good job.
Why can't
Zaslow.
someone remind me? I got to remember everything.
You blew it.
You got to remember to go
Everything I got to remember.
To get a plain stick at Dunkin' Donuts when that's your thing. You said yesterday, that's my thing. I'm going to bring it in tomorrow.
And now I'm annoyed because now I'd really like to eat a plain stick right now.
And everyone said, and then we put it on a poll, and 85% of the people said they didn't know what a plain stick was. And you were going to show us today what a plain stick was.
I've let everyone down.
Yeah,
today.
you have.
It's okay, we're used to
Yo, you didn't have to agree so quick, Greg.
Bricks of Cuban coffee are out of control, if you're asking me, Dan. Like Java Bustelo, they used to be like $1.99 or something for like a brick, now down near $5 now. It's crazy.
Put it on the poll as well at Le Batard Show. Have you noticed that coffee prices have exploded?
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. It's also NFL season. Lots of big-time matchups. You know your boy's an NFL free agent, so he's looking all across that NFL schedule for the very best games. And when I do, my very first and only stop is the Game Time app, because the Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means that you can trust that you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the very best price. Plus, fees are always included. So what you see is what you pay. You have incredible features such as zone deals. You get to save even more when you choose a section and let Game Time choose the seats. You get panoramic seat views. If you know nothing about the venue you're about to buy tickets for, this is a huge tool. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.
What's up, listeners? I don't know about you, but when I was a kid, I certainly dreamed big. I think when we were all kids, we dreamed big. Whether we wanted to be astronauts, presidents. Personally, I wanted to be a pitcher for the then Florida Marlins. Now, we're dreaming of something else, like owning our own businesses. But let's be honest, launching it is total chaos. Websites and shipping, your cousin who wants to collab, it's a mess. That's where Shopify comes in. They power 10% of all e-commerce in the United States, from brands like Mattel to your aunt's candle shop. Can't design a site? Shopify's got ready-to-go templates. Need help writing copy or touching up pics? AI tools. Want customers? Built-in email and social tools. And if you get stuck, 24/7 support. Real, award-winning human beings. Turn those dreams into and give them the best shot at success with Shopify. Sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/Batard. Go to shopify.com/Batard. Shopify.com/Batard.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
Dan Le Batard.
You don't remember the idea for
I
a
was
home
probably
run
like, that kind of thing. Something.
Okay, no, the home run call was that kind of swing, that kind of thing.
Stugotz.
Oh, it's a good call.
Thank you. And plus, it doesn't matter who's hitting it. Like, you're not tailoring it to a particular
Correct.
name. You know, all that jazz. You know, you don't got to do that. You just
Oh, that would be a great call.
Up,
that
up,
kind
and
of
away.
swing, that kind of thing.
This is the Dan Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
The Pablo Torre finds out story that I do believe, I don't know, you guys have now seen it. It dropped at 5 o'clock. Do we have any special imaging, even though we're coming in a couple of hours late on what it is that's happening with Pablo Torre? His episode dropped at 5 a.m. this morning. He's been working on it for 7 months, okay, because this is his first assignment in partnership with The Athletic, and he's coming out with the biggest story I think he's ever had. But you guys have now seen some of the story. Did we overpromise and underdeliver? Did we promise correctly, or did we underpromise and overdeliver? Because we normally don't talk this positively about something that's coming out, but I really do believe that even in a football week, as soon as people see what the size of this story is, it's got some nuance in it. Some of his stories are hard to report cleanly, like just saying, hey, this thing is so, And it's a fact because you're accusing people of things and there's lawyering involved. You don't want to get sued. You have to make sure that you have your facts right on a story like this. You can't be flippant about it. But so if anyone here is accused of violating the salary cap with for example, an alleged $28 million no-show job for Kawhi Leonard, a superstar that everyone was wondering when the Clippers got him, how did that happen? Uncle Dennis was involved. Kawhi was asking for a ton of things. Did we overpromise?
I'll be honest. When Pablo first started mentioning this like a few weeks ago, and I got a big story coming out, and David was mentioning, hey, he's saying he's got a big story coming out. I was like, all right, it's like better be a doozy, all right, because Pablo's had a couple stories that felt pretty big, and you're saying this one's bigger. So I'll admit, I was skeptical. Is this going to come out like, it's not that big of a thing? And then I see it this morning, and I think it's a pretty big thing. I think that people are going to be I think they're going to be in a lot of trouble with this story. I mean, heck, I was listening on the way in here on Sirius XM on NBA radio. They were all over it. Like, they were talking about the story and Pablo this, Pablo that. Like, I think once people are starting to wake up today, they see the story. I think it's big trouble.
Yeah, I normally have below average interest in business stories and stories that involve contracts, but this is a true blockbuster, and I think the size of it, the weight of it, is going to be known when the repercussions come in. Like, is Ballmer going to be suspended? Are they going to be fined? Or the club going to be fined?
They can't lose draft picks because OKC's got them all.
Yeah, exactly. But what are they going to, is the deal going to be negated?
No, the punishment should be they have to keep Kawhi Leonard. That's the punishment.
Played good last year, Zaz.
They would love to get out from that contract.
I kind of poo-pooed the last one of these Pablos. This one's big.
It's a good one.
Kind of like the Woj has a Woj bomb. This is a Pablo. Whoa.
That's the dropping of a Pablo?
Yeah, he's blown away.
Like, can you feel it?
Oh, yeah, I can.
Is there a Pablo out there?
It's brisk, but it's not like powerful.
Maybe that's like a nuke, and this is like the nuclear winter sound afterwards.
Oh.
It sounds to me like a Pablo.
This is the dropping of a Pablo. Get back in the workshop and see if you can make better imaging for that.
Dan, that costs $7,000.
I feel nervous.
Yeah.
What's Pablo's security detail like provided by Meadowlark? Because he's pissing off a lot of powerful people who, maybe might try to kill him.
I don't know if people listening
Put
to
it
this...
delicately.
That was not... I don't think that people necessarily, the discerning ones do, but I don't think that people necessarily see what's happening throughout the entirety of media and sports media that makes it more and more difficult with all of these corporate partnerships and all of these teams not caring for sports journalism. And as far as I can tell, I'm not sure how much sports fans care for sports journalism until it's done this kind of thoroughly, and they then enjoy, of course, the scandal. But what's happening throughout sports journalism is resources throughout local news, throughout everything, not just sports, is that it's all being hacked to death by an assortment of efficiency cuts and people not seeing this stuff as important. So Meadowlark Media has made a substantive investment in making sure that this show can do what Outside the Lines used to do, what HBO Real Sports used to do in the podcast form. No one else is doing this in the podcast form in sports. Let's play a clip from Pablo Torre Finds Out. This episode dropped at 5 a.m. We will get better imaging for when it is a Pablo drops.
Do you remember the first time that you discovered Kawhi Leonard's endorsement agreement with Aspiration?
Oh, it was within the first 30 days of my employment with the company. And I didn't so much as discover it as I was told about it.
What was your reaction? What were you told?
My reaction was, what the f***? And I was told, like, oh, these are the major contracts and the major players you really need to be aware of. And we went through a litany of, really, really top tier name contracts. And then, oh, by the way, we also have a marketing deal with Kawhi Leonard a $28 million organic marketing sponsorship deal with Kawhi, and that if I had any questions about it, essentially don't, because it was to circumvent the salary cap. LOL. There was lots of LOL when things were shared.
Did you ever see proof of Kawhi Leonard marketing or endorsing Aspiration in any way?
Never, not once. The single largest payment to an individual for marketing that Aspiration ever made has completely evaded all press. Nothing. He didn't have to do anything.
In other words, Kawhi Leonard got from Aspiration a $28 million no-show job.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm honestly so jealous. So jealous. I mean, he's got the dream. Like, it's within my beliefs to be paid $28 million and do absolutely all as well.
One of the things that I wrote down on a piece of paper when we left ESPN in terms of aspirational bullet points, there weren't that many, but one of them was, I'd like to start something that allows me to use a voice modulator. And I don't think we do it particularly well here.
No, that was bad because that was very clearly Boban.
Yeah.
I think it's pretty obvious to anybody who worked with that person who that is.
Please.
Like, I believe his voice is distinctive enough.
Oh, assigning a pronoun. Okay.
That while it is that we're listening to it, we don't know who it is. But I think the people who would be mad that that person spoke would recognize that voice. I don't think we use the voice modulator very well.
So identifiable. Unbelievable.
What?
Yeah. That guy, to people who know him, to people who work for that company?
How can you know that? The voice sounds different.
Please.
I mean, what if it's a woman? It's possible. In fact, I would say, in my opinion, I heard that. I'm like, it's possibly a woman. And to hear you guys speak with such certainty that it's not, probably speaks to the fact that it might be a good voice modulation.
You know what? I need to slightly take that back because I erred in assuming that it was or is a man. Where I don't think I erred is in thinking that we would be bad as a group at voice modulation and that therefore that would be a man, because to disguise the voice and have it be a woman would be well done. I don't believe we did it that well.
The second episode of Pablo Torre finds out is we track down whether or not that's a man or a woman.
Yeah.
Hey, there's spaces in between.
Eczema isn't always obvious, but it's real. And so is the relief from Ebglyss. After an initial dosing phase, about 4 in 10 people taking Ebglyss achieved itch relief and clear or almost clear skin at 16 weeks. And most of those people maintain skin that's still more clear at 1 year with monthly dosing.
Ebglyss, lebrikizumab LBKZ, a 250 milligram per 2 milliliter injection, is a prescription medicine used to treat adults and children 12 years of age and older who weigh at least 88 pounds or 40 kilograms with moderate to severe eczema, also called atopic dermatitis, that is not well controlled with prescription therapies used on the skin or topicals, or who cannot use topical therapies. Ebglyss can be used with or without topical corticosteroids. Don't use if you're allergic to Ebglyss. Allergic reactions can occur that can be severe. Eye problems can occur. Tell your doctor if you have new or worsening eye problems. You should not receive a live vaccine when treated with Ebglyss. Before starting Ebglyss, tell your doctor if you have a parasitic infection.
Searching for real relief? Ask your doctor about Ebglyss and visit ebglyss.lilly.com or call 1-800-LILY-RX or 1-800-545-5979.
Let's play Burlington's Guess That Price. Back to school means back to saving. We're bringing you kids' jeans starting at, hold on a minute, just $11.99. Burlington's acing this test. What about character backpacks? We've got them starting at $12.99. Burlington's done it again. How about sneakers for the kids? A-plus brands and right on trend starting at $11.99. Saving is now in session. Burlington, deals, brands, wow.
Styles and selections vary by location.
This episode is brought to you by Amazon. Sometimes the most painful part of getting sick is the getting better part. Waiting on hold for an appointment, sitting in crowded waiting rooms, standing in line at the pharmacy, that's painful. Amazon One Medical and Amazon Pharmacy remove those painful parts of getting better with things like 24/7 virtual visits and prescriptions delivered to your door. Thanks to Amazon Pharmacy and Amazon One Medical, healthcare just got less painful.
Don Le Batard.
I'm gonna get some golf ASMR.
Stugotz.
Oh, me.
This is the Don Le Batard Show with the Stugotz.
Greg Cody I wanted us to find when he came in here today what I have spoken about before, which is the one time that he was using a voice modulator when he suggested in print, something that Zaslow still makes fun of him about 30 years later, that the Dolphins trade Dan Marino.
Right. I'm the only person in this room whose voice has been modulated, so I speak from experience.
Well, Chris has done some voice modulation with a new toy that he has back there that we've given him because, again, the bullet points were I wanted to be good at voice modulation, and we're still not good at voice modulation.
I also snitched on Ballmer to Paul. Oops.
Greg, would you please get in that seat over there where our voice modulator is in the middle seat and see, since I'd like to see if we can get slightly better at the voice modulation here. But
I'm on it.
In front of, Greg Cody loved that in 1990 or thereabouts, can you look at the date on that framed column over there?
Probably 93.
On the wall on when it is that Greg Cody, the most memorable column Greg Cody has ever written.
93.
In 1993, he blasphemed, sacrilege. He traded Dan Marino in print. And afterward, I thought it was Channel 10 that interviewed him, although he said it was Jim Barry, who I think is still on the air. I think Jim Barry is still on the air.
Anchor chair.
And he had his voice and his face modulated like you would a whistleblower or anybody whose identity you were trying to conceal, who was giving you information that was dangerous for them to be known to be giving. And so he once did an interview in front of the Miami Herald building that way, and he wanted us to find it for him from 30 years ago. And I feel like I would have had to go straight to Jim Barry and ask him to go through things I would have to put in a VCR in order to get them to play, because this is so old. It's 10 years before the internet, never mind social media.
Pablo would have found it.
Maybe Pablo can find it so that we can hear a young-sounding Greg Cody. But Greg, let me see if your voice would be well disguised here if we modulated it here instead of using all of the resources that Pablo has.
Hello, this is not Greg Cody. That kind of thing. And you know it.
Okay, now.
Any questions?
I want the whole show like this.
Do you? You want Greg to sit in there all show?
Must win for the Dolphins,
It's
huh?
not Greg. But I do agree with Greg that
Why are you talking so slow?
the Dolphins need to win this opener.
It's because you can hear yourself. It's kind of awkward.
What do you mean?
Greg, do you have it back in my day?
A what? I stand behind Greg for not doing back in my days anymore. You all have him singing songs and doing so many ancillary things that it's ridiculous, and you know it.
Talk faster.
Why are you talking so slow?
I'm talking at my normal speed. This is, my wife loves this deep, sexy voice, I'll tell you that.
There you go. How would you talk to her with it?
Yeah, baby.
What's your wife's name?
I forget.
You're not Greg, so...
Yeah, I'm not Greg. My wife's name is Eileen.
Come on, Eileen.
Eileen that way, and you know it.
Come on, Eileen.
I didn't say that.
Roy said it. And
I know. I was like, we're doing a duo thing, back and forth.
And you know it.
I have to admit that is not only an exceptional voice simulator, it's at least in part exceptional, because the person speaking is clearly about 350 pounds heavier than Greg Cody. You can hear
Thank you.
We could play a game where you turn around and then someone in here talks and you have to guess who's doing it.
Yeah. Ooh, that's a good idea. Baby.
I think we're doing pretty well with Greg
Yeah,
here.
we'll just cook.
Although I also think that Billy could do all of this better. Let's, Billy, would you go outside, please? Go, because I want to do, what is the pixelation called? I guess that's what it's called, pixelation.
pixelation.
You nailed it.
Yeah, good job, Dan.
Yeah, well done.
Now, if you're telling me to go do something pixelated, people will know it's me because you just told me to do it.
Right.
Okay,
Which
so
defeats the purpose of the
All
pixelation.
right, let's do something then where
Don't
no
worry
one
about that.
could ever know it's you. I want you to put on what.
Now they'll know because you're saying me.
Yeah.
Just say someone should do
blew
it,
the
and then
setup.
no one will know who it is.
All right,
like say
someone-
Greg. Greg, why don't you go do it, Greg?
I could do that. If I can find Greg, I'll let him know.
Okay, good.
I still can't get over that Zaslow forgot the plain sticks.
Yo, I don't know why you got to keep bringing that up. Would it kill someone to remind me in the morning? I got a lot going on.
Tomorrow you're going to bring in a plain stick.
If someone reminds me.
Bring in enough for everybody.
All right, someone please leave the room and, or someone go into another room, a total mystery figure, and let's see if we can figure out who that person is based on whatever it is, the maximum disguise that we can pour resources into so that we can actually do this correctly before we try the game that Chris is suggesting, which is I have to turn my back to things and figure out who's talking at the microphone. We will do that in a moment, and we will also get to the fact that the state of Florida has 3 teams in the top 15. The biggest stunner, FSU, all of a sudden in the top 15, going from 13-1 to 2-10 to now back in the top 15. That is a roller coaster ride.
Boy, do they look good.
The overreaction to their beating Alabama to vault them from unranked to number 10 is ridiculous.
Good thing they weren't 10th, though.
They were 14.
Well, still, my point is well made. That kind of thing.
You not only sound like you're 450 pounds, you also, because of how slow you're talking, you sound like you're slurring. Like you sound like you've had a great deal to drink.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I was born this way. Don't make fun of my voice. Now, I can artificially try to talk even quicker and see how it turns out. But this is the quickest it goes. Hey, this is the quickest it goes, everybody. This is the quickest it goes. Yeah, this is the quickest it goes. All right.
This is the quickest it goes. All right, we go out into the other room where Billy obviously is better at all of these things than we are. Let's go out to a super secret person who clearly is not Billy. It's somebody else. Let's see if we can figure out who this is.
This is good, and the voice is going to be changed.
Yeah, you're good.
So, we're talking about Pablo. Oh, he broke another story. Big deal. Wow. We're with The Athletic now. We're breaking serious news. How about this for breaking news? Football starts on Thursday. You're releasing a story on Wednesday. And what's the story? Oh, a rich guy did something a little bit sketchy and maybe got around laws. Who could have seen that coming? Billionaires getting their way by not following the law and making up fake tree planting companies. I'm shocked, aghast. How about this? Philadelphia Eagles, Thursday. Football starts. Friday, Brazil. Saturday, FIU Penn State. Sunday Night Football. The NFL full slate is back. Monday. This story has what? A day to exist, and we're going to throw a big party to find out that all of a sudden these people are not all on the up and up, allegedly? Who cares? Why do we need this? Like, did Pablo not get enough attention as a child? And now we have to stop everything that we do every time he puts out a podcast episode and pretend like we've discovered some sort of great thing that's going to change the world? No one cares. No one cares about this story. No one's going to care about it. Everybody's flying down to throw a party. They're sending all these do not report until 5 a.m. on Wednesday, as if I want to tell my friends about this story anyway. Like, I want to talk to my friends. Did you hear about Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballmer? No one gives a shit about Steve Ballmer and Kawhi Leonard. Here's the story. They cheated and they still suck. They haven't won anything. Why don't you explore that? Why don't you find out why they keep cheating and can't win? That's the interesting thing. If anything, cheat better. This isn't even good cheating. You haven't won shit. Who cares about this story? Who cares about the Clippers? Who cares about Kawhi Leonard? Who cares about replanting trees? Ridiculous.
I do want to talk about what a great fake business the tree planting business
My God,
is.
Dan, if you're talking about fraud, the one thing you got to do is make sure that you're not selling something that can be traced back to you, right? Hey, yeah, we planted the tree. See that tree right there? We planted it. And you're like, really? Wow, how much did it cost you? $100,000. No biggie. And you just multiply that for $28 million. You plant 1 trillion trees. Everybody's happy. You replant the rainforest, and you never did anything, and you get all this money, and it doesn't matter. What an incredible fraud.
I think that that mystery figure was indeed right when he or she shrugs his or her shoulders and says, oh, big surprise, a billionaire skirting the rules. However, one of the shocking things about this to me, many, many years ago, can you look this up for me and see if it is indeed true? Because it might be an urban myth, but for many years, the greatest example of cheating in sports with money used to be Eric Dickerson and the way that he was recruited, and specifically the way SMU recruited him before SMU went on like this total probation because they were cheating everywhere. And the story goes, and please look this up for me to see if it's true, because I've asked Eric Dickerson and he will not confirm it. And I can't remember if it's true or urban myth, that SMU offered him an oil well. That's 40 years ago. To see that make an appearance in the pros, because of course they're going to try and get around the salary cap, and Mark Cuban one time got gonged because he just let Dennis Rodman stay at his house for a while, because they're very particular about, we're legislating equality here. Bad teams get better. We need everything to be competitive. When you circumvent the salary cap, as it looks like the Clippers did, to land Kawhi Leonard with a $28 million no-show job that used to be the exclusive domain of colleges, and the way that colleges recruited before they could pay players, is legitimately shocking to me, even understanding that Uncle Dennis and Kawhi were working in the shadows and weren't doing business the way necessarily Ballmer usually does business.
How unlikely is it to you guys that Steve Ballmer's the only billionaire that tried this in a cap sport? Because my take after this reporting by Pablo is, I think there are some other owners that are getting a little nervous.
Name names.
I thought that, and I've never been able to actually confirm this, because I thought that for a while there, when China was making its way in and the Chinese endorsements were making their way into the sport, that there were creative ways that an assortment of owners were leveraging relationships to get people endorsement money because of the relationships that they had in China that would have been outside of the salary cap and had some promises in it that would allow this. But a $28 million no-show job is beyond the pale. Like, this is to pay someone that much for something that they didn't even have to do an endorsement deal, that the whole thing just seemed kind of bogus because he was hiding behind some plants, and tree planting.
Do we know for sure that he didn't plant any trees?
That's what they say. So the thing is, if you're going to go through with a good scam, you got to have the backstory, right? You got to have Kawhi in some Timberland boots with a shovel. You got to have him next to a couple of trees, a little bit of dirt on his face, a little bit of sweat. And you're like, look, he's planting these trees. What was his no-show job at this company?
It was to no-show.
Tree planter? Was he just picturing with the tree? Like, what was his job?
He was a celebrity endorser like Robert Downey Jr. They were spending a lot of money on celebrity endorsements.
I like the LLC that he created to get payment, KW2. Like, they're really hiding the well, I mean, you may as well have named it Salary Cap Cheating LLC. Like,
the
KW2.
The name of the fake company in it.
Well, part of the outrage here is the stupidity. The idea that they have a fake company for Kawhi Leonard and don't even go through the pretense of him actually having a job. It would be so easy to fake that. Have him do an ad, have him do a commercial, appear in a magazine. They did none of that. But to Mike's point, and he's right, I instantly wondered if this team is so ham-handedly trying to circumvent the salary cap, it's got to be going on not only in the NBA, but in every major sport.
But
I don't think so.
You say that.
The MLS is overtly doing it with Messi. I mean, they have rules that designated players can make what they want, but the pot was sweetened with Apple, and we just understand the business that Messi brings over to that league, and everybody is okay with it. But there is just no way on earth that Steve Ballmer was the first person to think of this and execute it. Yeah. No way. Now, other people may be better at covering up their tracks. I can only assume that there are teams right now looking into this kind of thing.
In fairness to Kawhi and Steve Ballmer, sometimes seeds just don't take.
That is true.
You know, like, I don't know if you've ever had to, like, the school project where your kid bring home like a pumpkin seed. You're like, wow, I'm going to have a pumpkin patch in my backyard, and now never pay for pumpkins again at, Halloween. And it just never grows. So it's possible they got dud seeds, and they're the real victims here.
Can you look up for me, please, what are the greatest salary cap scandals in the history of sports? Because we're fascinated by the numbers.
Juwan Howard and the Heat.
The salary cap, after that one, Pat Riley had the famous quote that the NBA office made him feel like he had just gone back from the proctologist and they'd stuck a 100-foot pole up his foot because they overrode the Juwan Howard trade. But when you guys, or the Juwan Howard transaction, when you guys are cynical and understandably saying, this probably happens all the time, that's one thing. I don't agree with it because they're very vigilant about investigating this stuff, and the penalties are harsh and will be harsh.
But they did investigate this previously and found nothing.
Yeah, but
so
now
they weren't super vigilant.
This is my point exactly. It's one thing to suspect it. It's a whole nother thing to be able to prove it. And it's in public now, and it feels proven. That one is what's rare about it. Like, you can have your cynicisms, but Pablo actually did the work, and the facts on this are something that they're gonna have reverberations throughout the sport.
Howdy, folks. It's Mike Ryan. It's also NFL season. Lots of big-time matchups. You know your boy is an NFL free agent, so he's looking all across that NFL schedule for the very best games. And when I do, my very first and only stop is the Game Time app, because the Game Time app gives the advantage back to the fans. It's a hack for unlocking amazing tickets and experiences in just a few taps. It's incredibly easy to use, and the Game Time guarantee means that you can trust that you'll get 100% authentic tickets on time and at the very best price. Plus, fees are always included. So what you see is what you pay. You have incredible features such as zone deals. You get to save even more when you choose a section and let Game Time choose the seats. You get panoramic seat views. If you know nothing about the venue you're about to buy tickets for, this is a huge tool. Take the guesswork out of buying NFL tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code Dan for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code DAN for $20 off. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today.